Brisbane Broncos take on the St George Illawarra Dragons, and the Broncos have gone through yet more enforced changes. The Dragons only one change. They welcome back Paul Vaughan. But the Broncos, they bring in Jordan Kahu as Xavier Coates pulled up injured. So Kahu goes to centre, Farnworth goes to wing. Milford back in a 6 shirt. Offa Hangawe is now your starting prop, as well as Reece Kennedy, because there's no Payne Haas this week. Tavita Pangai Jr. is still on stand down. God, so many changes. Bullimore comes onto the bench. Hopawate joins him as well. There's 6 changes there. That's not going to do any team any good.
Yeah, no. And as for the Dragons, Paul Vaughan comes in. He's in the 17. Tristan Saylor drops out of the side, but that's it. I don't know what you're saying about a tricky game, mate. This is Dragons written all over it. This is
the only reason the only reason I say tricky game on this one is simply because I worry that the Broncos could just turn up. That's the big worry. When a team's been so poor for so long, they just have a habit of just randomly showing up and just ruining a banker.
Look, I'm not using my infamous words because I think I went 1 for 2 last week when I dropped those. But yeah, I think this one definitely has the Dragons written all over it. They need this one. They're coming in off a really gritty, really good win last week against a disappointing Parramatta side. Matt Duffy was MIA for my Supercoach team. That one really hurt. And Lomax didn't come in clutch with my anytime try scorer. So I'm very, very, very sad about that. But they looked superb last week, defensively solid. This is a Broncos side that does look a lot better with Dearden in. I thought Dearden and Croft was starting just to get just a tiny bit of cohesion with one another. But they dropped Milford, who has come back from a 4 to 6 week injury in 2 weeks. Question mark over whether that was actually an injury. And that forward pack does not scream anything to me. Carrigan's been fantastic this year. Fafita, of course, is great. Nofa Hangawi is an Origin prop, or an Origin second row, sorry. But they're coming up against just this fantastic forward pack that took it to one of the best packs in the comp last week. McInnes was a standout in what was Mary McGregor's last game. Look, Dragons all the way for me. It's just, you can't pick the Broncos. You cannot, in good conscience, pick the Broncos.
Yeah, I'm struggling on this one. So I'm going to say take the over, just because there's been in excess of 43 points in their last 2 meetings. I'm going to say take Dragons on the 13 plus. I'm gonna back against my own conscience here, and I'm going to say take Dragons on the 13 plus. That'd be the only tips I give on this one. I'm not confident on anyone for any time, just because we've seen in recent weeks that when you back Lomax, they go down Aitken's side. You back Aitken, they go down Lomax's side. Ravalawa has a mad amount of errors in his game and can very easily just put one out from 5 out. So I'm just gonna take the over, take the Dragons 13 plus, and leave that one there, just because there's a real opportunity that the Dragons go down the opposing side.
Yeah, I'm going against my conscience and not tipping Lomax for an anytime try scorer this week. I kind of feel sick in the stomach doing that. You were waiting to take the mickey out of me for that. I will take the Dragons on the 8.5 though. I think that their attack is too good. The last 2 of the last 3 times they've met, the Dragons have won by 20 plus. And with this many changes coming into the Broncos side, I really cannot envisage the Broncos getting within 8.5. I mean, the Dragons at 13 plus at 225 isn't a bad shout either. But I'll save you on that one. Again, anytime try scorer markets aren't up, but if I'm looking at the team lists just to give someone maybe a cheeky try, I want to give some value. I'm going to go with Adam Clune for an anytime try scorer. Should be around 450. That would be my guess. He's a running half. The Broncos at the best of times can't deal with halves that have any sort of spark with them. I think that they'll be very weary of Dufty coming out the back because of the weapons that we've already mentioned. Lomax, Aitken, Ravalawa. Pereira was fantastic last week. With Offahengawi, Kennedy, Tio, I think Clune might find a cheeky way to dart himself down off a block play at second receiver. So Dragons 8.5, Clune anytime try scorer. Dragons head to head. That's pretty much all I'm giving you on that one.
Yeah. We forgot to mention as well, no Jake Turpin this week as well. Isaac Luke in. Turpin's broken his hand, so he's gone from long-term injured to back for 2 weeks to out injured as well. 2020 has not been his year, unfortunately. But again, that kind of spinal change will just wreak havoc with the team. So Isaac Luke comes back into the 9 shirt there, but it's one of the main reasons that I go Dragons as well. Just those too many changes, too much talent missing. Basically, I mean, there's still talent in that side. Tony Staggs, Dave Feeder Jr., but it's just too much for me in the Dragons side on the other end. So yeah, take those back the Dragons, and well, I think that does it there then. Thank you for joining us once more as we attempt to take you through the teams to the best of our ability, albeit limited. And thanks again to the guys over at RCR for sponsoring this video. If you would go check them out, their link's going to be in the description. Use code CKM for 20% off your entire order. Free delivery over £50 as well. I can't remember if that's just in the UK or outside the UK. Either way, go spend your money there. They deserve it. And thank you very much for joining us. We will see you for the next one as we talk about how well we did or just how badly we got this one wrong.